First, I want to start by saying we don't condone bullying. All of these things that I will report on are alleged, or they're within the indictment. But I'm talking about none other than P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs. I really want to get straight to it. And I'm going to show you the indictment. So I'm going to say this. Man, check out this clip.
Them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
So this indictment,
and that Combs hit,
to me,
kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims at times by their hair.
Was necessary.
In addition to the violence.
Now, does the indictment mean that he's guilty? No, you are innocent until proven guilty in the United States of America. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to try to sum this up and make it short and sweet. If all of those people had to come together collectively over time, including the mule, the girls from Diddy Kane, Cassidy, and the countless others, man, that sickens me to my stomach, man. There's something about them circles around his eyes, you know, and his son had the nerve. Ain't no more Pete Diddy. Ain't no way we're going to do this to you, 50. Man, if you knew the sexual proclivities that your dad was involved in or whatever he was involved in, you need your ass whooped. And sorry, TikTok. Because I'm not thinking about Diddy right now. I'm not thinking about just Cassidy. I'm thinking about all of the women. I got a daughter. I love my daughter to death. You heard me? And if you were using videotapes and ketamine and all this kind of stuff to subdue and traffic these people around, and I'm just thinking about my daughter because she would have been quiet and nice because she don't want to embarrass her father. Same thing R. Kelly was doing. Man, if you did that, man, one, I'll say this. When you saw what happened to R. Kelly, you should have got off the gas. You should have went to Bali and got off the gas like that other man did, allegedly. How did you continue this? It's because you have this dopamine, this power, this, man, thousands of bottles of KY jelly type lubricant. All of this. What are the AR-15s and what are the guns for? New York, not a gun state. I'm in Texas. We have guns. We have AR-15s, AKs in the highs, 9mm in the high. So we're gonna let the judge do what the judge do. We're gonna let the jury do what the jury does. I can't say that he's guilty because he's pled not guilty. But when they unsealed that file and that man read off what's been going on, it's two people that have been on top of this since the jump. You know who they are? I'm gonna call out Cat Williams. All will be exposed in 2024. I don't care if you're Pete Diddy, if you're BG Jakes. I mean, that's what he said, right? All you big deviants. That's what he said. And the other person is Candace Owens. She's been on top of it. When she read through the lawsuit from Lil Rod, she broke it down so eloquently she should have been a lawyer. She single-handedly got everybody to focus on the detail. The only thing that this district attorney or this New York attorney or whoever he is, when he's reading this off,
which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Being involved with
as alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims at times by their hair. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance.
To the young men, you go off to college or you go to the club, you get invited to these parties. You've been watching videos like Adam 22 and all this kind of stuff. Man, what I've learned is when you start getting into things that are debauchery and perversion, man, it just goes further and further and further. Because I will say this, I doubt that when he started off first making money, it was like this. And over time, to him, he became a god. It was yes. And if it was no, there was consequences. He became a god, a demigod, a Democrat. That's what happens, man. So I know these people like to go to these clubs and get these chicks and feed them E and GSB and all that old mess. I don't understand that. Man, focus on things that are eternal, that are out of this world. Help somebody. When you get all the millions and billions, if you focus on helping people, helping pull people up by their bootstraps, coming up with programs and opportunity zones that really benefit others that may look like you, that might have had the same economic background as you, man, then you on point. But when you taking all your money and at a point you bored, man, you done went to every country, man. You done went to every state, man. You done messed with the baddest chicks. Listen, at your age, you're almost 60. In a normal stance, if you weren't on those medications, right, likely your body would, it'll start losing testosterone. You would want to play with your grandkids. I know your son probably got a kid or something. But when you I just want to be loaded. I want to be low. I want to be an old young man. I want to take the little blue pill. This is when you find yourself in these situations. So I don't know. He pled not guilty, so I don't know what he'll be if he'll be indicted, if he'll be found guilty or not. I know that they're trying to see if they can, not let him get bail. He's a flight risk. You know what I mean? That's what they're thinking. He's a flight risk, and he has the means to get away. So that's allegedly. All of that's on the court document. But I want you to check it out. Other than that, I want you to get in the comments. Get in the comments. Let's dialogue. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm jumping the gun, and man, hey, that's okay, to each his own or whatever, man. Drug them and thug them. You know what I mean? Feel them, fuck them, and leave them. I've heard of all that stuff. But man, I can't lie to you. I don't understand none of that stuff. Women are people. Women are the mothers of men, right? So why do we hate them? Why do we treat them like shit? And, I'm sorry. I apologize for the grammar. Maybe I'll bleep it out. But I'm glad that he's at least turned himself in. I'm glad that the indictment is unsealed. But I do feel sorry for all of those young ladies, and even the men, you know what I mean? They probably didn't want to take part of it, but they knew if they walked away from it, they were going to be blackmailed, you know what I mean? Racketeering, I got that videotape. If you don't come up here today, I'm going to get out. You ain't going to never get another acting gig again. You'll never sing on another album again. If you don't come up here, we need to do round 2 and 3. Man, listen, I've done wrong stuff. I told you, when I was young, I was a jack boy. You know what I mean? I done a lot of things. But I'll tell you this. I've lost a lot of things. I've repented for a lot of things. And I'm still haunted by a lot of things. But I can promise you, all the things that I did, they were a time ago. And yeah, I'm sure I negatively impacted somebody. As the things that I've seen and experienced in my life as a child, they negatively impacted me. But man, you've been running at this and won't stop won't stop till you're 60, doing people like this. So, I'm normally not the judgmental type. Normally I'll be, well, the Lord got the last say. I believe that. But when it's some people that's been subject to torment, you've learned the tricks and the trades of them higher ups, right? You're doing these people, you blackmailing these folks. Same thing R. Kelly was doing. He was keeping tapes. Because once these tapes get released in the community, our community is unforgiving about sexual misconduct or perversion, right? Even though you might get a lot of people getting bit. That's why the black people in the gay community, they come out how they come out. And then, it seems like everybody in the community gay because there's so many that's on TV on the commercial. But the truth of the matter is, it's just like it's unforgiving when it comes to certain things. And these videotapes, this blackmail, this coercion, man, that's anyway, I can't say what's unforgivable, but that's tough. And I guess like the same way that they felt bound, or they felt helpless, or they felt hopeless, or they felt like their careers were down the drain, they couldn't tell anybody. Hopefully you gonna feel the same way. When your money can't buy you out of it, when no matter which judge you talk to, which Lucian or whomever you talk to, you gotta face the music. So you got 2 choices. What you gonna do, freaking dicky or what? But. What you gonna do, freaking DJ or what?